first defensive pass interference challenge flag get thrown last night. Now that we're getting close to games, do you have a strategy of how you maybe want to do that in the preseason and how you think it might go around the league?
No, I really don't. I don't like the thought of it, but we'll do the best we can. We'll challenge when we think we have to, and we'll avoid the challenge when we think we have to also.
Before the day off, you seem pretty optimistic that Antonio Brown had seen a partial practice, and you seem pretty optimistic that he would.
I'm an optimistic guy.
Are you disappointed, or is there a setback of any kind?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all disappointed. I think he's disappointed. We like to, get the party started. We like to get him out here. He's a big part of this team. But in the time being, we're going to continue to work hard, and we've seen a development of some other receivers we're excited about.
Who's really stepped up, John, with his absence?
Well, Tyrell Williams has been very good here. I mean, he's made some big plays at multiple positions, and he's showed great stamina. So he's been outstanding. Darren Waller's been really good, really, really good. So we're really, really fired up to talk about those two guys. They've stood out the most, and we're starting to see others like Marcel Aitman make some plays. And my young friend from Arizona Cardinals is J.J. Nelson is starting to make some plays in many different situations. So that's good. And Derek has done a great job distributing the ball.
Is it almost a blessing in disguise then? I mean, obviously you want Antonio out there, but if he's not there, then these other guys are getting quality
I'm
reps.
not going to get into all of that. I want the guy out here as soon as possible. I'd like him to never leave and stay in the huddle every play. But, life goes on. You got to continue to work. And other guys got to take advantage of these opportunities, and so far they have.
Here's that most of your running backs are doing a nice job catching the ball out of the backfield. How are they great now in terms of blocking assignments and stuff?
Good. We had a great blitz period yesterday, and Alec Ingold from Wisconsin has really done an excellent job as a lead back and a pass protector. Josh Jacobs is picking it up. Not only who to block and how to block, he's really shown the excitement to block. He's a physical guy, and we know Richard can block, and DeAndre's back healthy, so we got a lot of backs that take pride in that are very good at it.
How would you assess the offensive line through the first part of camp here?
Obviously Trent Brown is a huge addition for us. He is standing out on the video every day. Incognito and Cooper are giving us some really good snaps at left guard. We already know Rodney and Gabe are very good players, and Colton is a better player in year two. So we're looking for some more depth. We're going to look to continue to get better, and we'll see how we stack up against the Rams, because that's a formidable front.
John, with Colton, just what are some of the things that you see that is different about him?
Colton?
Yeah.
Well, number one, he understands the system. I think he's in his second training camp. He's anticipating audibles, anticipating stunts, understands situations better. He's stronger. That's the big thing. I mean, the guy's a lot stronger and he's healthy, and that certainly helps.
Those practices against the Rams next week, are they almost more valuable than the preseason game itself to you as a coach?
Yeah, probably, because the starters will get a lot of work where they won't in the first preseason game. So we'll be able to, see our young corners against some great receivers, and vice versa. And we'll see how we stack up against the NFC champion. It'll be a great challenge for us.
You plan on using all your challenge flags?
I had a nightmare last night. That guy was in my room.
During preseason games, you plan on throwing maybe more challenge flags than you would before to see?
No, I don't foresee that. No. Every time you throw a challenge flag in the preseason game, the referees yell at you because they don't want you to do that. So, just kidding. But no, I'm not a big fan of the whole replay process. But we'll challenge plays that we think need to be challenged.
With a guy like Max Crosby, who's shown a lot of effort here, are you seeing him learning quickly and being able to apply what you're teaching him in terms of development and progress?
Yeah, he's done great. He's the guy that really has gotten stronger. He really likes the training table in there and the 10 o'clock snack. And we've encouraged him to eat and take those supplements to get stronger and heavier, and he's done that. But, he can play left end, he can play right end. He has an incredible motor. He wins the gassers, too, at the end of practice. And that's a great ingredient to have, effort. And he's working on his repertoire. Preston Buckner is a heck of a coach, and we're seeing some improvement.
Mike Glennon was saying that he is, in this system, he's got more freedom to get guys in the right place and that sort of thing that he's had in the past, and also he's working towards that. How have you seen his development?
Yeah, pretty good. You know, I think we talked about Nate Peterman the other day. I think Glennon is a good player. He has to have some freedom at the line of scrimmage because he's a pocket passer. He's not a guy that's going to run the read option and run around. So we let him, you know, get to some plays when he sees advantage looks. But you got to earn the freedom. You got to prove that you can recognize, you can communicate, and you can execute. The more he does that, the more freedom he gets. But the last 2 days, he's played better.
What went into your decision to bring in Jonathan Cooper at guard? Was there? I mean, how was he on your radar in general?
I like Cooper coming out of college. He reminded me of Guy McIntyre. He was a 285-pound guard that could really move. He was an early draft pick. He's had some freak injuries. I know the guy that coached him last year in Washington. He started 13 games in Dallas where Rich Bisaccia was. He's a natural left guard. Incognito's out for the first 2 games. We need a veteran to play next to Colton. And Coop's done a good job. Coop's a good player if he can be healthy now.
Is there any update on Gabe Wright? Went down to the guard.
Yeah, he tweaked his knee, and that could be a week, could be 2 weeks. We've got a couple defensive linemen, Gabe Wright, Eddie Vanderdoes, who's in there, also hopefully back within the next week.
You mentioned Ingold earlier. He regarded as one of the top fullbacks in the country, but he didn't get drafted because teams don't use fullbacks that much. You used to a lot. Do you still want to use a fullback as much as you can?
Yeah, we would. We certainly would. If you have a tight end that can block and you have a fullback that can block, you merit using that personnel grouping. But when you watch Josh Jacobs run, he is really good in a 2-back set. And when you have Trent Brown and Gabe Jackson on your right side, you got Incognito and a Pro Bowl center. I mean, the thought of handing the ball off repeatedly to a back that gets hot is exciting to us. Well, we got a lot to prove and earn before we can say we're going to commit to that.
The draft picks, when Mayak would get on the phone, we'd see in the videos, he'd talk about culture and establishing a new culture. Are you seeing that new culture come through here?
Yeah, I don't know about culture. That's kind of deep for me. We just want to win. And we want guys that will lay it on the line. Not that we didn't have that before, but we're trying to get a collective mindset here in the locker room. Guys that'll push it and work together. And we did acquire some guys that have captaincy in their background, they have winning in their background, and they have really good criteria when it comes to character. So we put a priority on that, and I'm glad we did.